It's now a Friday night. I'm back in Canning Circus again. On the right here is the Ballish Warren. Just going past the Falcon now. Let's go into the George and have a look if we can speak to somebody in here about the pub. Let's have a chat with James, one of the proprietors of the George. Really good. So James, how long have you been at the, is it the Goodfellow George?
George, yeah.
Where did the name come from?
So Canning Circus, where we are, is named after George Canning.
Okay.
Who was the Prime Minister. So we like that. So George Canning. And then the Goodfellow's got a nice ring to it, so we've got the Goodfellow George. So we opened in October for 5 days.
You say we?
Adam and I, my business partner.
Okay.
I think that was 2020. Then COVID shut us down, and we opened again June 2021. So we've had a year now of full trading, which has been great.
So you took a, was it a micro pub before?
Yeah, it was the Overdraft before, my Totally Brewed.
Okay, so you took it over. You were open for 5 days, and then COVID kicked in. You must have been kicking yourself at the time, weren't you?
We just had the first lockdown, and then the second one kicked in, I think 1st of November. But we knew it was a thing, we knew it was here. It was probably the only reason we got a chance at having this building, because the Overdraft pulled out just after the first lockdown.
So did you get the pub before COVID then, or between COVIDs?
Well, in the first lockdown we got the pub. So we knew what we were in for. But we thought, why not? Give it a go.
Must be a man of money.
I wish.
Piles of money to take that sort of gamble.
No, it's something that I quite like, and it's a great opportunity to be at Canning Circus. It's a great spot and a great part of the city.
Mind you, you're not new to the area, are you?
No, so I used to work at the Sir John Ballish Warren, just over the road.
Yeah.
I was there for a few years, which was great. So I really like the area.
Yeah.
Like the people up here. And so to have my own little space.
It is. It's a proper community, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great
around
community.
here.
A great mix of people from all walks of life that all drink in the area together.
Yeah, I mean, I live probably 12 minutes, 15 minutes walk away, and I regard this as my local area now. I love it. I love it up here. You've got such a variety. I mean, what happens in your pub? How would you describe your bar?
It nestles into Canning Circus quite nicely, I think. We do a lot of real ale, a lot of craft beer, wine, spirits, draft. We do it all.
And you do your sort of cheese board.
Yes,
as
so
well.
We do food. So we do charcuterie boards and cheese boards. It's something both of us quite liked, and it's great. We sit and do them all night long. So if you want to sit for a few hours, sit and nibble on cheese and meat and olives, we're the place, I guess. It's something I like to do, so we thought we'd bring it to the public as well.
And recently you've just had a bit of a celebration.
Yeah, first birthday, June the 25th, which was exciting. It's flown by, to be honest with you.
I don't remember a lot of it, actually.
But no, it's been a great first year, coming out of COVID. It's bizarre, it changed all the trade industry really, can't really base it on that.
You mentioned cask ales earlier, and craft beers.
6 cask on pretty much all the time, and then we have 20 draft lines, and
Blimey.
at least, well yeah, it's plenty to keep clean, but at least 8 of those are craft. So at any one time we've got 8 craft beers on that rotate all the time.
And what are your regular real ales that you have on?
So we always keep Bass on, we always keep Pale Moonlight by Lenton Lane.
Yeah, one of my favourites.
it's great. Lenton Lane, I don't know where they've come from.
Lenton Lane, probably.
Well, yeah, of course. But we've had them in now for almost the past year. And they're great brewery, great beer, great people to work with. So that's one of our cores. And then we have Atlantic Pale as well.
Yeah.
And then we rotate the other 3, which is good.
And you've had a few, well, at least one sort of, do you call it a tap takeover?
Oh, we've had a few of those now.
Those.
So we get different breweries in on the cask and the draft lines. So the last one was Cloudwater from Manchester. We had 4 of their casks and 6 key kegs, I think, which was great. It's really nice to be able to sample beer from different areas and showcase them in the pub.
So you've got 6 real ales or cask ales, and you mentioned the
we've got 8 dedicated craft lines.
Yeah.
We keep Crush or Tiny Rebel on pretty permanently, and the other 7 rotate through breweries all over the country, really.
And how would you describe a craft beer?
That's the question, isn't it?
It is.
I think craft beer has had its name from America, I imagine, because cask is equally as hard to craft as craft beer, I imagine. So I would describe it as something that comes in a key keg or a keg that's got a slight carbonation but doesn't react with the carbon dioxide, and it's packed, it's brewed on a small scale, small batch, full of ingredients from all over the world to create a really flavourful drink.
Yeah, I mean they're getting really trendy over here now, aren't they, with microbreweries?
Yeah.
I mean, they've got I think Nottingham brewery down the road. I think they've got a craft beer. I think they've started canning now, or having beer. Yeah, I think they've started having beers canned.
I didn't know that. Lincoln Green have got their own craft range, which is great. Castle Rock do their own craft. I think it's a combination of cask and draft, which is opening up a completely new market. And I think because it can last a bit longer, breweries are more, well, they enjoy putting a lot more flavour into it because it will last longer. People can sell. Yeah,
and it's going to last longer in the pub, isn't it? So publicans are not going to be throwing as much away. Yeah,
that's for sure.
You know, they've still got it. Also on the cask beer, it tends to be. I tend to find that they're the lighter, paler, hoppier beers, aren't they?
They are definitely the more popular at the minute. But I think with cask, you've always got to keep a range on. A hoppy pale, a traditional bitter, a stout most of the time, or something a bit darker, porter or a stout, and then probably a few more pales than anything else. But it's good to have a range on.
Yeah, do you think more females have been drinking beer as opposed to lager since craft beer was sort of flooding the market? Have you noticed that or not in this pub?
I don't know. I think it's pretty. I think everything's a pretty even spread with regard to male and female.
Because I know traditionally,
traditionally
I'll probably sound sexist now, but traditionally ladies have usually drank lager, whereas their hubby or male partner would traditionally have had a beer. I'm going back probably 30-40 years now, but that's invariably what did happen in those days when I was in my apprentice drinking days.
I'd probably say craft then is something that's both sexes are drinking it pretty equally, men and women. It doesn't work on those lines.
Okay.
Which is really cool. Actually, I never thought about it like that. We have a lot of female craft drinkers and male craft drinkers.
Yeah.
So it's pretty equal spread, to be fair.
Yeah, I know from an American point of view, I know people that have ran bars in New York, for instance, and craft beers over there tended to pull in the females into drinking beers rather than lager type of beers. I was just going by what I've been told, so I was wondering if you'd had a similar experience here or at the Boar List.
I think, traditionally cask tended to be more male dominated, But no, I would say that Crafters has done a real good job of having everyone and anyone drinking it.
So looking around the pub here, James, we've got what are these below the bar? Are they pennies?
Yeah, 2p pieces.
How much is that bar worth then? How many?
Well, I can't
what's a quid's worth on that?
Well, I think it's about 50p per row.
Okay.
But I won't tell you how much it is. We'll put a competition on that.
Talking of money, I mean, this building has not always been a bar or a pub, has it?
No. It was a fancy dress shop before that, but it was built as a bank.
A bank?
A National Westminster Bank.
Okay.
Which gives it its quirky feel, actually. We've still got the safes, and our cellar's actually in the vault, which is quite cool.
Okay. And a nice high ceiling, of course.
Yeah, which is great when it's warm.
Yeah.
It's quite cool in there. But the high ceiling it can be a problem, but we've hung a load of plants around, which is nice.
Yeah.
It cycles the oxygen and brings people's eyeline a bit down.
So when you moved into it, had it been closed for a while then?
No. It closed when pubs were forced to close in 2020. It closed then, and then we got the keys in September. So we had a few months to get things sorted. Then we had all the time in the world in the second lockdown. But we did manage to keep most of the plants alive, which is good.
Is it classed as a micro pub, or is it?
I don't know, if I'm honest.
So we're sitting in this. I suppose it is a
yard.
Yeah, in your backyard, full of mirrors.
Yeah. It seemed to have been a theme of the pub, which we didn't realise until we found our big mirror. We fell in love with that when we found it.
Did you put the mirrors in then?
Yeah, we put all the mirrors in. It creates a nice lighting, and it makes the space feel a bit bigger actually.
Yeah, I think if you've just got one mirror in the middle of the wall, it doesn't do it, does it? But you've got an assortment here.
Yeah.
All different shapes and sizes.
Yeah, it's quirky.
And then the big mirror that faces you when you come in.
Yeah, we sort of found that.
What, in a skip?
Oh, I wish. No. We in a place that we bought some tables and our light fitters from. We stumbled across the mirror, and we couldn't really say no. We didn't really have a wall big enough to put it on, so we put it where it is.
I don't know if you'd have a wall strong enough, would you?
Well, we were a bit worried about that.
Looks like
too.
it weighs a bit.
Oh, it does, yeah. It was interesting getting it in the place. But yeah, we like mirrors. Mirrors seem to be a good theme, so we've got them dotted around the pub all over the place.
Yeah, I don't think the average Wilco's roll plugs would hold that on the wall.
Oh no.
There are other hardware shops available.
Well, no more nails certainly wouldn't have done it. So we don't want to risk that. So we've set that on its sleeper, and that'll stay.
The backyard, as you refer to it, I'll tell you what, this is more than a backyard. Calling it a backyard, James, does not do it justice.
Thank you very
much. You came in, did you? And it was it sort of like a backyard?
Yeah, there was tables out here and chairs, and it was nice, to be fair. We've got Rob to thank for the roof, which is great.
And Rob
Witt, who's got Totally Brewed.
Oh right, they were the guys in here before you.
Yeah, he
okay.
had the overdraft, and he set it up as a pub.
Okay.
And yeah, it was great little space back here. But we've just extended it a little bit further, put some tables and a bench in, and then spruced it up a little bit. Obviously, the theme of plants keeps running.
Yeah. Well, it's great. I mean, because all of the pubs around here have got an outside area, haven't they? We've got the
Blue Monkey's got a fantastic one.
Yeah, Blue Monkey, the Ballis Warren. Yeah, we're gonna have a look at that later on. Their beer garden, like you mentioned, the organ grinder, Blue Monkey pub.
Great, they've just done that up as well, the back garden.
Yeah, which I know as the Red Lion. I used to drink around here in the goodness me, in the 80s. this stretch of road from the Ring Road up to Alfreton Road, it was called Murder Mile, because if you there's that many pubs, if you did have a pint on that mile stretch of road in every pub, you'd probably end up dead. That was its sort of nickname. And then of course you got the pubs on the side streets as well. Anyway,
yeah, plenty of them. Not as
digressing now. Yeah, so yeah, beer gardens are really handy, aren't they? And also for the since the smoking ban.
Yeah, I don't really remember smoking in pubs, so they become essential for people who want to smoke.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a smoker, but I know some pubs did suffer, you know, when that sort of ban came in. Unfortunately, what you get now, I must say, you don't get it in here, because of the smoking ban. People either go outside, you know, outside the front door, or they come into the beer gardens, and then if you're a non-smoker, you know, the beer garden's been taken away. I must say, I've never seen that in any of the pubs in this area, but I know it does happen.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, it is unfortunate, but it's one of those things, I suppose.
So you've been here a year, or trading for a year.
Yep.
What's the future of the pub, James?
We've got some things up our sleeves we'd like to do. Year 2, year 3.
Up your short sleeves.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're here for the long haul. You can't not be. This area for pubs is well known all through Nottingham, and it's something that we both love to do.
And it's easily walkable, isn't it, from the city centre?
From the city centre, yeah, and half of the county that wants to get into Nottingham comes through Canning Circus.
Yeah.
So there's a load of people that come from all over the place.
That's right. You've got two main A roads up here, one of which goes down to the motorway.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty important, pretty important area, junction. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If you can't be bothered to walk up the hill, like I usually can't, you can always jump on a bus. They're every few minutes, aren't they?
It's a horrible hill, but yeah.
You know.
Yeah, the buses work pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, the Nottingham bus service is pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's one of the best in the country, actually. I think it's probably only one of 8 or 10 independent bus companies left now. I think everything else is run by, is it Arriva and First something or other? Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But no, they do a good job. But for us, we're here to stay.
Yeah, before the Nottingham, just digressing now, before the Nottingham buses were painted all these different nice bright colours, there used to be green and like a pale cream, or sort of an off yellow, and the standing joke was that you know, you're either waiting for a bus, one comes along, and then you're waiting another half an hour for one, or they'll all come up in threes, and because they were green and yellow, people used to say Nottingham buses were like bananas, they just turn up in bunches.
I didn't know that.
There you go.
I didn't know that at all.
Well, it's been great chatting to you, James.
You too.
And I think we're going to get another beer now. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.